So one of the reasons why I think it's so hard for creatives to believe that God loves us before gifts, because he so does. Even if we didn't have any gifts at all, he would still love us because he just loves us for who we are. But coming from personal experience, somebody that does videography, photography, dance, sing, I do all these things, I have felt used in the church because I've been pulled on so often for my gifts, like, oh, she can do this, she can do that. It almost felt like, oh, you love me because of what I can do for you rather than just loving me for who I am. And so, Christians, we are the hands and feet of Jesus. Like, we are people's experience of God. Like, we are people's encounter with God. Like, oftentimes we're the only Jesus people are ever going to meet. And so when we pull on people rather than addressing that they're a human being first, like, it doesn't matter what they can offer us. We should love them for who they are and check in on them and appreciate them, and not just constantly like, what can you do for me? How can you build my vision? How can you do, like, it's because of our experience with Christians that I feel like we believe that God can't love us despite our gifts.
In the Bible, it talks about how we must present ourselves to God as one approved, not worrying about approval or condemnation or anything that may get thrown our way. Now, if you notice, it never said anything about our gifts. We don't need to present anything to the giver because he's the one that gave us the gift in the first place. But making sure that we present us to him as his child, because that's how he sees us. And this is where rejection can slip through the cracks. When we don't separate the two, then oftentimes we try to marry the gift to our character. We look for the affirmation in our gifts, but we never look for the affirmation for simply us, our heart, our minds. And too many times we get caught up being busy doing a lot of stuff or being productive in our purpose, which is great. And don't get me wrong, having gifts is amazing. Doing what you love to do and even what you're called to do is amazing. Being productive is bueno. But when that overtakes who you are as a person, then you leave no room for nobody to love you. Not your gifts, not what you can do for people, not what you're able to do, but just you, the person. It's very dangerous when you begin to worry about your gifts and the outcome of your gifts rather than your character and your mindset and what your heart posture is like in that moment. The moment somebody rejects your gifts, you feel like they're rejecting you. Growing up, I used to accept the fact that if I did something good, that means that I'm a great person. Any stage that I walked on, every spoken word performance that I gave, if someone gave me a pat on the back, that means that I'm awesome. That means that I'm great and that Cecil is top notch. But that was never the case. Just because I stepped on a stage or I gave a good speech or I wrote a good poem or whatever the case may be, it doesn't mean that I wasn't broken. It never meant that I was at peace with a lot of things in my life. It just simply meant that I put less value on me and more value on what I could do for people. And when I put more value on that, then my connection with God when it came to how much he valued me as his son became lost. And in order to get that back, I had to sacrifice what I thought would get me to the top, to give up dreams that I wanted, to give up any ideas that I thought was right, to give up things that I thought that would get me to the next level. I had to give up this idea of being approved and just fall in love with the idea of being accepted. Being accepted means no matter what you do, I still love you. I still care about what you think and how you feel. He's not necessarily in the business of giving a grade system on how you produced A, B, and C. But what he does do is he affirms his children, whether we know it or not. And it's up to us to pay attention to what he has promised us for us. Not because of what we can do, and not because if we do this, then he's gonna give us this. No, his promises are forever, it's everlasting. But please know this, you may not be accepted by a whole lot of people, but you will always, always be accepted by Christ himself. And that alone is worth everything. Peace.
You thought we was done? Yo. Thank you for watching the latest entry of this Craft Factory. Can't do it without you. We're all in this together. I consider us family at this point. So feel free to like the video, comment the video, and definitely subscribe to this channel. We have so much in store for you. We can't wait to go on this journey with you together. Once again, we thank you for watching this video. On to the next. We can't wait to see you guys again. Peace.